Hi, my name is Natalie Barrera, and for my Humanities project, I'll be talking about the life of Charles the Great, better known as Charlemagne. Charlemagne lived a legacy that is known all around the world today. He accomplished many things and had a great influence on art and literature. Charlemagne founded the Holy Roman Empire, strengthened European economic and political life, and promoted the cultural revival known as the Carolingian Renaissance. Charles the Great was born April 2nd, year 742 AD. There are certain theories on the place he was born. Some say Germany or modern-day Belgium. He was the son of Bertrada of Leon and Pepin the Short. Charles was interestingly born out of wedlock. Pepin became king of the Franks in 751. At age 15, Charles swore to an oath to allegiance to the papacy and Christendom. After his father's death in 768, the Frankish kingdom was divided between Charlemagne and his younger brother Charlemagne. Charlemagne and his brother Carloman did not get along well due to their radically different personalities. Charles favored direct action, while Carloman was less impulsive. Unfortunately, Carloman died in the year 771 due to natural causes. Therefore, Charlemagne became sole ruler of the Franks. Once in power, Charles sought to unite all the Germanic powers into one kingdom and convert them to Christianity. He would use his sword to protect and expand Christianity, an oath that would shape many of his military decisions. Charlemagne's kingdom included modern-day France, Belgium, and some territories in western Germany. Charles the Great went into war against the Saxons for an extended time of 32 years, ranging from 772 to 804. The Saxon party raided and burned a church in the Frankish town of Deventer. The Saxons held pagan beliefs and worshipped the Norse pantheon of gods, something Charles did not accept. Charlemagne went and destroyed their sacred tree called Irminsul. It appears that this sacred tree was located in the vicinity of Harrisburg, Germany. The ancient history of the Saxons show that Harrisburg was of great importance and a place where many significant battles were fought. Irminsul received its name from the Germanic god Irmin, whose name means great, tall, and strong. In October of 782, he ordered the murder of 4,500 Saxon prisoners, which was named to be the Massacre of Verdun. Charlemagne believed that these victims were those who led the revolt against his project to convert the tribe to Christians. Charlemagne was attempting to spreading his power in many regions, and he concluded that in order to control a nation, control their religion. After 32 years of war against the Saxons, Charles finally found a solution in 804. He ordered a mass deportation of more than 10,000 Saxons to Neustria, or northwestern France. During the 780s, Charles scored further victories in Germania and Italy. Charlemagne expanded his kingdom by 787 by conquering part of southern Italy. In the year of 795, Charles attacked the powerful empire of the Avars of Hungary. Charlemagne conquered the neighboring Lombards in 774, and then moved on to the Avars, but had to halt his campaign to deal with a revolt by the Saxons. After Charlemagne attacked, he easily took the ring and carried off the hoard of Avar treasure. The empire officially ended in 796 with the official surrender, and after that date, the Avars were ruled by the Franks. The Avars ruled in 799, but were crushed by the Franks by 803. The Frankish army was organized around a corps of heavy cavalry, aristocratic warrior, armed with swords and lances. The army typically assembled in the spring season and summer and fought in the autumn. Charlemagne continuously gathered intelligence on the domain in which he intended to fight, and normally prepared careful plans. He usually divided his forces in two or more columns when advancing into hostile territory. Charlemagne's horse cavalry were his essential troops. In the first quarter-century of his sovereignty, Charlemagne commanded his army in person. He was not a ruler renowned for prowess in face-to-face combat. His real qualities lay in his authority, organization, willpower, and ruthless persistence. In the year 800, Charlemagne made a pilgrimage to Rome where the Pope crowned him Holy Roman Emperor on Christmas Day. Charlemagne attempted to create unity and harmony within his vast realm, and to support laws and promote learning that would achieve his goals of the empire. During Charlemagne's time, there was an important figure in his life who was known as Alucin of York, Anglo-Saxon monk, librarian, and teacher. In 781 he met Charlemagne in Italy and accepted his invitation to Aachen, where Charles was gathering the leading Irish, English, and Italian scholars of the age. Alucin introduced the methods of English learning into the Frankish schools, systematized the curriculum, raised the standards of scholarship, and encouraged the study of liberal arts, for the better understanding of spiritual beliefs. He was a devoted advisor and major figure in education, biblical and liturgical reform. In 796 he became the abbot of St. Martin's at Tours, the most powerful abbey in the kingdom, and where he remained until his death in 804. For the first time, capital letters and spaces between words were standard features of writing. Charlemagne's private life. Charles the Great was a tall man standing at 6 feet 3 inches. He disliked doctors and often ate the same foods. Charlemagne had 4 sons and 5 daughters with his second wife, Hildegard. Hildegard was born in the year 758 to Gerald and Emma de Vinskau. It is surprising to know that she married Charlemagne when she was only 13 years old. Although they were fond of each other, their marriage was foremost a political alliance. Hildegard lived a short 25 years. She passed away April 30, 783, from the after effects of their last child. She was buried the following day in the Abbey of St. Arnold in Metz. Following the wishes of Charlemagne, near her grave were burning candles and daily prayers were said for her soul. Even in modern times, the memory of Hildegard and her importance in the urban development of Kempten is still noticeable. The central square in front of St. Lawrence Basile was named the Hildegard Square in her honor. Charlemagne then married Fastrada in 783. She was a daughter of an Austrian count. She was described to be beautiful, ambitious, and cruel. She was queen for 11 years and had 2 daughters, and died in the year 794 when she was in her mid-20s. Charles married a 4th time in 794 to a woman named Ludegard. She was a daughter of an Armenian count. She did not have any children with Charlemagne. Ludegard died on June 4th in the year 800 of unknown causes. Charlemagne did not marry again, but he had 4 mistresses. Within those 4 mistresses, he had 5 more children. Charles was known to spend a lot of time with his children and took personal interest in their education. He made sure they studied grammar, rhetoric, dialects, geometry, astronomy, and music. Charlemagne never allowed his daughters to marry, most likely for political reasons. He also had to split his land among his sons. In the year 813, Charlemagne appointed his son Louis the Pious as successor of the Holy Roman Empire. Unfortunately, Charlemagne died in 814, aged 72, due to natural causes. His death marked the beginning of the end for the empire and ruling system he created. A few years later, Louis split the empire among his 3 sons. The empire was declining due to their little interest to cooperate and preserve Charlemagne's reforms. Sadly, the empire did not last 2 generations. Charlemagne sold the idea of the possibility of restoring a strong unified empire in Western Europe before his death. Charlemagne's military campaigns were prompted by a variety of factors such as the need to defend his realm against external forces and internal separatists, desire for conquest and booty, keen sense of opportunities offered by changing power relationships, and an urge to spread Christianity. His performance on the battlefield earned him fame as a warrior king in the Frankish tradition. The Carolingian Renaissance. Carolingian art style classic produced during the reign of Charlemagne until late 9th century. It was considered to be a renovation rather than a rebirth. Roman architecture can be seen in revival of early Christian basilica. Byzantine architecture was also influential in the development of Carolingian style. The octagonal plan of San Vital Ravenna, for example, was the model for the Palatine Chapel, built by Charlemagne for his court in Aachen, Germany. Carolingian inventions arose in response to special needs. Most important were the westwork, or fortress-like construction with towers, and inner rooms which one entered the nave and the outer crypt. Crypt complex served the rising cult of saints, providing space for worship and burial near their relics. The Carolingian Renaissance was short-lived, but memorable. Here's my works cited page, and this concludes the end of my presentation. Thank you.